Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Farrah Fawcett's got. What's Farrah Fawcett? Was the Bionic Woman, wasn't she? But this is a question for me, Crispin, and Tom. I reckon. Maybe on the outside, TJ.
I thought you weren't going to be able to make it.
Yeah, Tom can't make it.
And then Steve wasn't able to make it. Steve?
No, that's tomorrow night I can't make. I'm traveling.
Oh, okay.
What was the name of the Bionic Woman?
The actress.
Well, it was Farrah Fawcett. It was the actress, I think.
Yeah.
What was the actual name of the Bionic Woman? Can you remember?
That's we're gonna have to Google that one, I think.
Steve Austin was the Bionic Man.
Yeah.
You know, man barely alive.
I have no idea.
We can
Remember the days. I'm tempted to look that up on YouTube now, just to go back and see those special effects and visuals again.
Amnesia Lane.
I don't know if you can hear.
I used to have
it.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you could hear us. TJ said Lindsay Wagner.
Yeah.
Wow, TJ. Brilliant.
I used to have a
Bionic
Man action man.
Yeah.
And you could peel off the skin and see all of the circuit boards underneath. And he'd come with a car engine, which he could lift. Why a car engine? I don't know. But anyway, that's enough fun facts for the evening.
I don't think kettlebells have been invented then, Steve, have they?
Yeah, good point. Well presented. What?
Where are you?
I'm at my dad's.
Okay.
Liverpool. In the city where the team who was top of the Premiership come from.
He had to get that in, didn't he?
Of course he did.
Yeah. Now, does anyone have any feedback or any gems of reflection from the last session? Anything that anyone would love to share and to?
What was the last session? No. Yeah. No. I think it was squat, right?
Yeah, it was definitely squatting. Yeah, well, because I'm sure there was a couple of firsts involved. I think it was the first time we'd seen Linda go from the deep squat position to standing.
Although, and we saw Tim wear squat.
Yeah.
Well, video.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Good work, Linda.
Linda.
Yeah.
Can you reliably do that now, Linda, or only in the morning?
I don't practice it in the evenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's only 2 days ago, so not the same.
Often you find that when something like that clicks, it clicks. You know.
Yeah, I get better in standing up from half kneeling to standing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
It usually depends on whether it's a hardware or a software thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a case of building strength, then there's going to be little difference from one day to another. But if it's actually putting down a software program, or what is often the case with ourselves is finding one which was previously there and it wasn't being picked up, you get a dramatic difference. You know?
Yeah.
All right then. Now, I was reliably informed by Kay that today is a half kneeling to standing session. Is that right, Steve? Is that?
Yeah, and I shall be obeyed. My usual dictatorial self.
Well, thank you, Kay, for keeping track of where we are. Oh, we've got Rob coming in here. So basically, I think we should probably start off with half kneeling, obviously asymmetrical pattern. We should probably start off with a breath saw to limber up, to get the body stretched out. I think that would be as good a place as any to start with the session tonight. So,
Amber, were you advised to avoid the pretzel? Amber,
I
were you advised to avoid?
kind of.
Well, maybe just look for a hip flexor stretch rather than the pretzel.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm not bending the back leg.
it's looking good there, Kay. Oh, nice one, Timor. Hey, Rob, glad you could join us.
Sweet.
Nice one, TJ. That's good. Right. Jules, that look good? That's very nice. Okay. Amber, have you been given a diagnosis of what the problem is with your knee?
I finally saw a good doctor. He thinks I tore my ACL and MCL. MRI in a week or two.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay.
I'm also pretty damn sure that there's some other complications. Probably hips and or lower back. One of the big indicators is on the single leg raise. It's massively asymmetric. But then if you get a reflexive engagement of the core, it then becomes symmetrical.
Right.
You know, and there's a couple of other things. I did some deductive sort of reasoning with what movements she could do and she couldn't, in order to get you know, positives or negatives on what, you know, on certain movements. And it was weight bearing hip extension, and then weight bearing on triple extension, but then you're able to eliminate ankles pretty easily, and we could also eliminate knees in some of it as well.
Right.
Now, you know, the MRI will reveal whether in fact there is a tear on the ACL or MCL. But even if it does, I'm convinced there's a problem with the hip. You know, so basically hip bearing. You'll see it in the the crab position. She can sustain the crab position and lift herself up, which is weight bearing extension through the knee. You know, and well, but anyway, that's
Okay.
Kenneth.
Okay. All right. So, Amber, are you getting those other things checked out as well as having the MRI, or?
Yeah, the hip.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so I like we take care of one thing, then we'll take care of the rest.
Okay. Yeah. Good plan. Yeah.
All of it. Then
All right. So it's good to see you today, Amber. Well done. Well done for connecting today. Well done.
All right.
Okay then. All right. So keeping with the asymmetrical theme, maybe we could look at a quadruped pattern. So maybe should we look at bird dog? Should we look at a bird dog kind of pattern to see if that would yeah, just kind of getting us into the swing for also an asymmetrical asymmetrical posture.
Are we doing it as a
I can't do that.
Okay. Do you want to Amber, do you want to do a dead bugs or something?
Okay. Okay.
That could work.
Been doing a lot of those.
Okay.
Head up, looking forward, Linda.
Yeah.
It's great, Santiago. That's excellent. Yeah, there's your difference, Linda. And I imagine I say it every time, rather than think of it as lifting the arm or the leg up, think of it as reaching forward.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're gonna fall forward, reach more with the leg. If you feel like you're gonna fall backwards, reach more with the arm.
And when you feel like you fall to the side.
Well, just try harder.
Yeah, that is good.
You know, I just fell to the side, so I feel Linda. I was like, I didn't fall forward and back, I fell to the side.
Yeah.
So I feel you, Linda. We just have to try harder.
Yeah, it's contraindicated for Amber, the bird dog, Crispin. But Timo, that was fantastic, by the way, mate. That is coming on something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Cares for the commentator.
Right.
I'm like, that's not on teamwork. On teamwork.
Where did he go?
Whoa,
Magnificent,
that's
isn't it?
really good.
Get your breathing. Make sure you're breathing properly, mate. I'll put the hand down. And what you may have been aware of there, you were gradually sort of sliding back, and so the weight.
Yeah.
Now that's not so much a problem with the your posture or movement. I would say it's more because you got the socks on a slippy floor.
Right.
But what then happens is the center of gravity starts shifting more and more towards the over the hips, and then maybe start getting more than you can control. But you did the right thing. You just put the hand down and came out of it under control.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brilliant progress, Timo.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Well done. Well done.
Also looks like the light is starting to fade a bit there, mate, and we're starting to see some of your true hairstyle coming through.
Yeah, I'm on the spotlight, Yeah.
Movie star.
You don't look quite as aerodynamic as you normally do.
Yeah. Not that time of the day. Yeah, the sun is right in here.
Mm-hmm.
Pay no attention to him, Timor. He's just too relaxed on that sofa. He's just warming up.
I think you're right.
Time of the day.
Alrighty, okay.
He's at a different time of the day.
Never been on
It
a
is.
sofa. I'm on a chaise longue.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. Us in America don't know what that is.
Most people in
It
England
says
would know what that is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a love seat.
Bit of indulgent furniture. That's what it is.
Okay, what are we going to do now? Okay, so maybe what we could do now is maybe a little bit of tall kneeling to half kneeling. So we could, yeah, we could. So I think
great examples of this on Monday, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey and Santiago were outstanding. Linda as well.
Right.
In fact, everyone was. Chelsea was grand as well. Had to get that in, otherwise I was going to get my arse bitten.
Mm. Yeah, you had a nice hip shift there, Santiago. That was good.
Yeah, right.
Very nice. Yeah.
Was get a little close to the couch.
So, TJ, for you in this one, just see if you can bring the foot forward, keeping both of your hands down. Do you want me? I can demonstrate if you wish. I just get off the chaise long.
Want to sit and look?
Oh.
So, can you get into that position?
Uh-oh. What do I do?
And then obviously,
Ooh,
and try it with the other leg.
that's going to be hard, I think.
Do I think what?
He wants you to do this.
And as an option, Julie, if you want to look in, you could. He goes to the sofa and puts his hands on there, so he's slightly higher, which will give him more room.
Yes.
Because the one of the key skills this is giving you, or giving you an introduction to, or awareness of, is shifting the weight onto the knee that's going to remain. And that's still the case when you're in this quadruped position, either supported on the sofa or otherwise. You get that little weight shift.
Okay. You want to do it by the sofa? Or you want to do it here? Stand by.
Here first.
So see if you can crawl to the sofa, TJ, first. That'll be a nice little warm-up.
If you want to go to somebody else, we can make our way.
So right arm first, TJ. You want that under the shoulder. Right arm under the shoulder. That's it. That's great. Now engage. Get your weight. Head up, by the way. Yeah, excellent. Well done. So just a tiny move with that. Yeah. That's great. Excellent. That's great, TJ.
All right, that's good. I'm going to try to weight shift to be about bring your foot up.
So that's it. Just feel the weight shift, which is just an increased amount of weight on the. That's great. You leave those hands engaged. Don't be tempted to try to kneel up. Just leave those hands engaged.
That right one comes up on its own.
Yeah.
Now see if you can get your foot flatter. And your knee up. Knee out to the side.
Maybe get those hands a little wider so you don't get as much rotational force. That's it. Spread your fingers, TJ. Spread your fingers. That's it.
Knee out to the side.
That's fine. Just pop that knee down again, TJ. That's great. And just try on the other side. No need to push it. And if you want to practice this another time, maybe with a firmer support, I think the fact that you can push into the cushion will destabilize you a little.
So something firmer?
Yeah, like the arms of that chair. Yeah, look at that, TJ. Awesome, mate. Get the weight on the hands. Weight on the hands. Lean forward in the torso. Lean forward in the torso. That's it. Nice. Great stuff, TJ. Well done.
Well done. Done. Okie dokes. Alrighty. So,
Good job,
does anyone
Susan.
have any questions or reflections on any of that at all? Any comments about what you tried? Does that feel all quite okay? Alrighty, so the obviously half kneeling to standing, one of the key things we need is a lot of dorsiflexion. So I thought what we could do now is we could practice a little bit of ankle kind of dorsiflexion mobilization. So to do this, you don't have to, but if you do have some kind of broom pole, or maybe later in the week you can try. I've got a pole here to demonstrate. There we go. I feel a bit like Monkey with this staff, actually.
There's another throwback.
Oh, no, yeah. So here we go. So
you look irrepressible, mate.
Sorry?
You look irrepressible.
Yeah. There we go. So what we're looking for is we're looking for this ankle dorsiflexion. But the key to one of the keys to this really is that as I come forward, I don't want this to happen. So what I can do is try to line that pole up so that as I come forward, I'm going to aim to try and get my knee outside of the pole. So if I kind of push down, if I kind of push down onto the pole, that will give a little bit of core activation to help me stabilize in that pattern too. If you don't have a pole to hand, then don't worry. But yeah, basically what we're looking for is that knee tracking out over the little toe. So just making sure that that heel stays on the floor. So you don't want that to happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Linda's got a pole.
Yeah.
You're playing Quidditch.
So you have got them on the pole, and that's good.
If you haven't got a pole, you can use something like, let's say, the corner of whatever. You could use the sofa. You could even use a door frame. Anything that's just got a hard edge. You can line up with it, and then make sure you dorsiflex outside of it.
That's right. That's right, Linda. Yeah. So you can give a little bit of if you like, downward pressure through the pole as you come forward. Yeah.
And if you'd be more stable in a slightly open kneeling posture rather than forward kneeling, you know, what we're after here is the dorsiflexion component rather than trying to put greater challenge into forward half kneeling.
I just have a moment that I just, I'll get it.
Great. Especially if that heel was staying down, Linda, that looked excellent.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, he's got a pole as well. This. So you've got a really narrow stance there, Kay. That's going to be quite challenging if you want to make it slightly wider.
Yeah.
That's like a candy cane, Kay.
Yeah. You steal that off Willy Wonka.
I like it.
It's my candy cane, Ken.
I like it.
Yeah. That's it, Jules. Jules, see if you can get the knee to go on the outside of the pole, if possible.
Yeah, wasn't sure.
Yeah, so it's kind of so that the knee actually tracks out more, almost more towards your little toe.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Jules.
Yeah, good work.
What I've seen people doing as a more extreme example is actually putting the pole outside of the little toe, and then you can move outside there.
Yeah. In fact, I think that's the way it is sometimes demonstrated. I've seen Lee Burton do that. So as well. Alrighty.
The importance of the ankle just cannot be overstated. Both in how it can influence your center of gravity without compromising other structures. You know, like the rest of the body can remain pretty much vertical, yet it can be moved forward just by that motion at the ankle and then some compensatory movement at the knee. But it's not just that physical range that it gives you. It's the amount of proprioceptive information about where you and your body is in time and space and how the weight is being distributed. All of that information is to go up there and then will be expressed in quality of movement. So the ankle is so important. Now, as a for instance, for myself, it's only in this last year that I've had any measure of coherent balance on my right foot, or if I stand one-legged on my right. Previously, I could try to cognitively work out where things should be, but I know that the moment I went one-legged, I was, the slightest deviation, which is, you're going to get it almost immediately, and the position would be lost. But the key thing was, I didn't have a sense of what I needed to do in order to rebalance or keep balance. It was just a blank page. There was nothing in the program, and it was only when just over a year ago I started getting some manual mobilization on my ankle that started opening up. That I was able to gauge where I was and then what I needed to do to maintain balance. And so that, hardware influencing the software, because the information didn't get in, and it doesn't matter whether you're a machine or whether you're a human brain. The quality of any decision base is fundamentally dependent on the quality of information available to it. Otherwise, it's not a decision, you're guessing.
And Steve, that mobilization, was that kind of tailocrural mobilization or subtalar, or?
Yeah, subtalar is a big one that keeps on relocking. I have to have regular visits for that. But with metatarsals, the whole shooting match,
right,
like a club foot, it needed a lot of work. And I think historically that was the reason why I used to get problems towards the end of my more athletic lifestyle. That I used to get calf problems. It's because of the lack of ankle mobility. There's so much that goes into it. Like when we do the half kneel into standing, which is always brilliantly demonstrated by Linda, is you get that dorsiflexion forward, and that stretches and elastically loads the calf. Well, if that's supposed to happen during running. So if that happens during running, you don't force that. That's gravity. Gravity loads it for you. And then you get that energy returned for free back into your next step. But if you haven't got range of dorsiflexion, well, your calf's got to pull it up. And so, I used to get, if I tried anything like performance running, I would start getting calf problems. And I obviously sort of ingrained the movement patterns as well, because I obviously used to do a lot of distance work.
I think obviously, something else that can, help ankle mobility is also just sitting into a squat as well. That can be a good.
Well, that's why the squat's so important. I mean, as we've discussed before, Mother Nature put that into the daily maintenance cycle. Up until the sit-down toilet was invented, everyone would go into a full-depth squat every single day, and that would polish up the subtalar and your ankle dorsiflexion. Now that's not there. Very, very few people go into a full range of dorsiflexion every day, which means that it gets incrementally shorter every day. And it gets compounded by the fact we have heels on the shoes. Heels on our shoes. Except for, when if any of the ladies are glamming up, heels on your shoes perform no functional purpose whatsoever. It's a fashion thing that we have heels on the shoes.
Beauty is pain, Steve. Beauty is pain.
Well, yeah, I suppose it is. Not that I can speak from experience.
What?
But when you've got dorsiflexion, it moves the knee forward, and so if you then have the heel raised, that actually does the job of dorsiflexion. So you use it less, and so there's so much about the modern lifestyle which is effectively designed for you to daily lose the range of motion, which then means daily you've got to build compensation movement patterns.
So Steve, is there anything else that we've missed before kind of going in onto the actual pattern of half kneeling to standing?
Don't make me talk anymore. Everyone's going, shut him up.
Yeah, really. Man, you got exactly what, or you said exactly what I thought.
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So then I guess that then the plan is really just to try and put both your half kneeling pattern and that dorsiflexion into play. See if you can kind of get that that loaded spring mechanism that Steve was talking about in order to kind of get vertical. So
It's very much an evidence of the Turkish get-up as well.
Using some kind of support, like even using support either side of you, I think is very is can be very sensible. But just getting a good half kneel, making sure that knee and that ankle and the hip, the front hip, is all at 90 degrees before you begin. And we're just loading that forward.
No, I'm gonna shut my head in your balls.
Let that knee track forward, get as much dorsiflexion as you can.
The broke balls. Yeah.
Lean forward, just load that front leg.
I'm loading it. I can do it. I'm fine. Your fingers are the smoothing.
Probably is something that she inherited, honestly.
Then there's always a great demonstration of this. You see how she gets the weight over that front foot, and it's more of a push straight up than it is a step forward. Because instead of a step forward, you dorsiflex forward.
I just listened to you, Steve.
Yeah, that's it.
Really nice.
Stop, you know, not really
Linda, if you just go back to standing a little.
A little.
Yeah, yeah. And when you reverse it, dorsiflex first. So the foot that's going to remain there, dorsiflex, push into that. Now keep your weight over there and reach out. That's it. And then go down. That's it, like that.
Okay.
Very good,
Yeah.
Linda. That's amazing.
Yeah, that and that's what I would suggest. You reach out, and then when you start going down, you can reach out that little bit further, which will then reset you to your start position. Because there is an amount of a step forward or a step to the rear, but it's not it's not the key component.
I hit my head on the weight. Oh, that did not feel good.
That's not bad, Rob. But what you want to try to do is have
nope, I'm good.
That you're using for stability. You want to have that alongside the foot,
I'm
not in front. Because if you have it in front, when you start coming up, you've got to lean forward to get onto the the stability aid, and then that screws up the center of gravity. So if you can have the stability thing next to that foot,
so I have my knees forward, and
that means you can keep putting your full weight through the foot and get the benefit of the stability as well. That's it.
And I stood up and I hit my head on. No, it's like
Hey, well done.
I'm not gonna bit pair that long. Why don't you grab onto that?
So it might be like finding a piece but
That left side's a bit harder, okay?
It's impossible, is the word. Actually,
that right side was looking good then.
Yeah, the right side's okay. Just the left is the no.
Okay.
Let's have a look at that then, okay.
What, right or left? Good side or back or back?
On the right first, if you're.
In here, I think. Okay. All right. Love you. Bye.
You want to grab us.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. And that final bit of balance at the end, it's it's great if you can get that perfect. But ultimately, what we're after is that alignment at the start and that ability to push up to standing, and
the
balance
at the end is trying to pull my left leg forward because it won't bend through nicely.
Yeah. So for the left, you want to be twist round to your right. So you've got the sofa. That's right. You've got to use your right hand for it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you want to be closer. Get yourself closer to the sofa because you need to have that center of gravity over that foot. Now, if you're going to rest on that arm of the chair, that's shifting it away from the foot. So as close as you can get the foot without compromising the scope for moving. And as long as you can keep everything aligned, all of the power is going to come from your hips. Hips with that, you'll get that elastic assistance from the calf, but it's your hips trying to extend and driving that foot into the floor, which is what pushes the body up. That looked promising, though. I mean, you could maybe even put your foot alongside the sofa and have the right side behind it, and that might stop it caving in. And even though you can push down as much as you want with the hand, but make sure you get that broad chest and vertical, because that's what will allow the hip extension. Yes, look at that. Hey.
The sofa may have saved me, but I did it.
Yeah, absolutely. It got you to standing, didn't it?
Yeah. That's the trick.
Excellent.
Around the corner, I think.
And as we say to you so many times, the difference, the rate that this will improve, because it's always the same. Once you clock away and find the pattern, then you fly with it. You might be able to do it Willy Wonka's cane. Yes, look at that.
Brilliant.
And the only reason you feel a bit compromised with that is because to keep the hand down, you've got to stay flexed a little. And the more vertical you get, being flexed in the torso is taking the center of gravity away from the foot. I know that Timur uses a pole to practice his squats with in exactly the same way. So then he can have stability assistance all the way up through the vertical range without having to lean in a way that will take his gravity away from his base of support. That's brilliant, Kate.
Thank you. I think I struggle the most because my heel as soon as I push down, my heel comes up and my conus kicks off and just kind of goes all the way up my leg.
Well, that's been the way for
exactly.
So long. And if you now look at your Indian clubs in the open half kneeling, well, the heel stays down almost all of the time.
Yeah.
So it's just a progression thing like that. Yeah. I love those little smiles you get when you get a new milestone.
Thank you.
Oh. Good work, Kate. Corey, do you want to show us what you are doing, what you're working on?
Nice.
It's interesting that you're using the right hand, Corey. Is that just because of how you're orientated against the sofa?
And it's numb, so I don't use it like to trust myself.
Well, it might be a nice introduction for the left hand as well to potentially try that. Well, let's see you go forward half kneeling to standing on the right.
Yeah, it's hard. Because this leg is not as coordinated right now.
Yeah.
So it's hard to.
Right. So, Corey, if you look, that knee is like slightly inside, or it appears to be slightly inside the foot. If you just move that foot slightly away so that the knee can either stay over or be slightly outside.
Or this foot?
The front one. The front one.
So put it where?
Remember the drill that Crispin was doing with the broom handle, where he wants the knee to be either over or outside of the foot. At the moment, it actually looks like that knee's a little bit inside the foot because the foot is too close to the bottom. Now and so now I think you can get that knee further over. If that knee touches the sofa, it should be fine.
Yeah, should be over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So big breath in. That's it, mate. Perfect.
Well done.
Awesome, mate.
I don't have smoothness in this leg.
Right, that's fine. That's what we're actually after doing is the practice, so you get it.
Yeah.
And then so you can start to also go down in a similar way to Linda did, without that heel coming up, just using dorsal flexion. That's great, mate.
Well done. Jules, I wonder if that same principle could help you as well, Jules. What Corey was trying to do with his front knee.
Move it over the foot, you mean, or?
Yeah, rather than it. Have a go. Show us what you were doing earlier. And see see if you can keep that knee kind of tracking as well as you can. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very good, Jules. Well done.
It did appear though that the knee would cave in a little on both of them. And who's being attacked there? Is that Rob? No. Yeah, it appeared that as you were pushing up, your knee would cave in a little. Now, obviously, you still completed it, which is good, but the knee caving in like that is
caving in.
It's an ACL risk. So so even though you're successful on half kneeling to standing, which is always going to be something which makes you feel good, I would try to focus on using a stability aid to get a smooth transition, keeping the knee out.
So when you say the knee cave in, the knee come into the middle a little.
Yeah, exactly. So your left knee would move to the right, or your right knee would move to the left.
Yeah. Okay.
Now there's quite a counterintuitive way in which you can improve this. It would either need a band or somebody else. Often what people would do when they try to correct, say, that cave-in knee, is they would get something to push that leg out. And to be honest, I think that was really what we tried with Kay, although slightly different reasons for it. Now, if you practice something with something being forced into a position, well, it doesn't learn to get into the position itself. And so you can have either a weak or a false pattern, or it fails to get the correct pattern because it never experiences having to do it itself. Now, the counterintuitive bit is what I would, if I was working with you, what I would do is I would try to push your knee in, make it cave in even more. Because what that does, that magnifies the mistake, and it magnifies it, because at the moment your neurology isn't picking that up as a mistake. But if I push into it, it magnifies it, and it does pick that up. And so you something called the active neuromuscular technique. And so if you get someone to push it in, see, as Crispin's showing there, if you get someone applying a force there, you recognize that, and then you actually push out into it, and it corrects it. Now, one of the ways you can correct it is in a squat. You can put a elastic band around both knees, so it's pulling your legs in. And then so as you come up or down in the squat, you actually push out against it. So that's what I would recommend for yourself. But it's obviously something difficult to do by yourself.
Just having that awareness that it does that. So
Yeah.
when I go through the move, to be aware to move the knee out.
Yeah, yeah. And so, for instance, if you've got you had a pole, didn't you, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could have your pole now, and then I would put the pole on the inside, and you just know that you're not supposed to touch it. And if you had like a longer broom, you could hold it with two hands, and you can drive it into the floor, which will also engage the core.
I'll buy a broom handle. It sounds like a good thing to have.
Yeah. And so you want to put it on the inside, put it really close, but just for information, don't touch it. Yeah. Don't touch the broom when you get up.
Yeah.
You know,
the knee hit it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe if you a little bit similar to as Kay was doing, you orientate yourself on the corner of the sofa, and then if just tell yourself, don't hit the sofa. That was better.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, Jules, that yes, I don't know how easy it'd be to set up, but I think especially on that left side, the some TheraBand pulling that left knee inwards would really help to activate the muscles or the pattern that will keep the knee out.
I've seen this work brilliantly before, like with someone who's had a really poor squat where the knees come in all of the time, and then just use it once, and then bang, their squatting pattern is completely cleaned up. You just switch on the lazy stabilizer, basically, and then they're away. It's really effective. If you've got a level of competence that you've clearly got, Jules, that extra little bit of information just does the trick.
Nice, thank you.
Nice one, Jules. Nice one.
Brilliant.
Santiago, do you want to give us a demo of what you're doing?
Good. Try to keep a wide chest and have that head up. Wide vertical chest. Better.
Great work, Santiago.
Excellent. And the way you go down is perfect, mate.
Really nice.
Can't do it without touching the wall.
That's fine. That'll come, mate. That'll come.
Really great work there. That's nice.
Awesome.
Hey, Chels, do you want to have a go at this?
Yeah, I got the barbell or the.
You've got a bit of extra equipment in your lounge today, Chels.
I do. I do. I've been South Carolina. Do you know where that is?
America.
I'm in another state.
So Tink, really good.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is in the setup is first of all, look at that. First of all, get in the in a 90-90 forward half kneeling position, because that then means you can get a full range of dorsiflexion and shift all of it.
Wasn't I?
No, you were slight when you were in forward half kneeling. You were slightly dorsiflexed.
Okay.
That's better. Now you get it. So maximum dorsiflexion. Drive that foot through the floor. Yes, excellent, Tank.
Nice.
Nice.
That's just showing off.
I'm not. I hit my head on the barbell. No. I said, look, are you okay? I'm like, I put my head on the barbell. I need a plastic bubble.
Alrighty.
This is. Can we do both sides?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just start at to be careful on.
Excellent. Brilliant. Great barbell avoidance as well.
Yeah. That made a difference, Chels. When you did what Santiago also did, when you brought the front of your body up, like in your head up, that really helped you, I think, on that last section.
Because the thing is, when you
It
get...
did. I have to be...
Go on, carry on.
I was just saying that I was aware that there was a barbell overhead, so I was aware. And I had awareness. That's all.
Getting that vertical chest, it's really similar to doing the same in the squat, because you want to keep that center of gravity over the base of support. Like, for instance, in the squat, if you hinge the torso forward, it can be helpful at the start because that loads a lot of the weight over your, over all of your feet. But then the moment you start coming up, well, you've got to then start straightening out, and that then becomes a balance challenge. And also, you don't have as much weight directly over the center of gravity for a longer time. Now, if you've already got it stacked and all you're doing is just going up and down, then you're making it easier from a control standpoint, but also you're making the force production all sticking in exactly the direction you want. So what's not to love?
Did you do this in a door frame?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I'm just thinking that it'll be easier to keep upright and only use the one hand.
Yeah. And although for someone to use two hands as well, like the door frame would be ideal. You'd start inside the door frame with the knee going outside, and then both hands on the it's just like the door frame squat. Forward half kneel as a standing, you can look at it as a one-legged squat.
Just make sure you look above you.
Yeah.
Look above you.
And Steve, would you recommend any? I'm just thinking of other things that people can do in half kneeling to to kind of get that kind of half kneeling pattern stronger? Like, are there like halos or something, or?
Well, there's the halos, obviously, but I think one of the best ones for this is the TGU.
Yeah.
You get that transition for bringing the leg under. That's when you've got to get maximum dorsiflexion, but keep the heel down. You know, so that's one of the, the TGU it's like a magic bullet.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
that's interesting.
And so you got to learn to get your weight onto that foot, get that dorsiflexion, and then it also takes you into a forward half kneeling position, and then you do forward half kneeling to standing. So it's the ideal one.
Interesting. It's interesting. Alrighty, guys. So so is there a session tomorrow? Is Corey and Chelsea? Are you doing a session tomorrow at all?
Yeah, we need to.
Yes, we are. We are doing a session. Sorry, go ahead. We'll stop.
And what?
You can either do an Indian club session or rolling. Choice is yours.
All right. Well, we might do an Indian club session if Corey's okay with that. I won't be here on Saturday.
Right. So Indian clubs tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. And I won't be able to make that, but Aditya and I'll be around on Saturday. Is there a session on Friday, Steve, now, or just the Thursday?
No, just the Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday
in the new year when Dominica comes on board, is able to integrate a bit more. We might get an extra session a week from Dominica.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, Steve, anything that you want to finish on at all? Anything that we've missed tonight that we should?
No, I don't think so. It was a great session. Like some of the progress recently is fantastic. I mean, Timo's bird dog today. I mean, that's just light years moved on from where he was. You know, to get rotational stability into the mix is, is so important. Quick question, Timo. Are you able to do a press up or a push up, as you probably call it?
No, I'm still not able to. I can't keep my balance once I go up.
Yeah. I'd be interested, mate. I mean, first of all, you could see if you can do one from your knees. Basically, do a girls push up.
I actually, you know what, Steve? I haven't tried it in a long time.
Yeah. Have a little go at a push up from your knees now.
Yeah, from the knees should be fine.
Yep.
Your whole that Steve.
I bet Timur push-ups are a lot better than anybody else's.
I mean, you get the take your knees a bit further back. Obviously, leaving your hands in the same place.
Like here?
Yeah. Just further and further.
So that's fine.
Yeah. You take. That's it. Further again.
Okay.
Now move the shoulder. That's it. Shoulders over the hands. Excellent. So there's where you need to start practicing, mate.
Yeah.
You know, and this is going to be right up your street, mate, banging out push-ups.
Then we'll come sit on your back and you can do push-ups with us.
Is this something where you could use a walkout as well? Could Timo use a walkout to kind of get used to that straight line between the knee and the hand?
Probably a little too complex at the moment. That's you go in contralateral, so you're putting rotational demand as well as coordination. So I would just do as you're doing there. Find the point where you get your knees as far back as you can, but remain in challenge but successful.
Yeah.
You know, see how many. Corey smashing them out here.
now.
Yeah. And then yeah, just keep going until you can. Yeah, Corey, give him an example of a press up from the knees.
Walk back here. Like a bridge. Can practice here first. Rather than here, you know.
Or in fact, probably an easier way to get into the position is just lie down completely, lie down supine, wrong prone, and then just keep your knees on the floor and push yourself up.
Yeah. You can, yeah.
And have a big breath in before you push up, team up. That's it. Big breath in, push up.
Nice.
Keep your hands on your shoulder.
Yeah, and so make sure you don't want your hip to go backwards. You want to think of it as you're maintaining a plank from your knees to your shoulders. And that's the thing, is maybe a key one for you, Corey, is to think of it as planking. Because what you're wanting to do is to not be able to engage the core so that the middle bit doesn't sag. You know, that's locking the hips out into extension.
Yeah.
And it you know, the push-up is a very underrated exercise. It's seen as a, you know, as a pre-functional age exercise, but it's an awesome exercise. You know, you maintain an extension throughout. Brilliant for the shoulders.
That's really good.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about that is it really beats up my hip flexion. Remember I was telling you I had a problem? Yeah, I really feel it when I do that.
Yeah, that's because your hip is wanting to go into extension. So that's pulling that hip flexor, into its full length, and it seems that it doesn't want to go there. Now, whether that's hardware or software is another question again. Okay. But I would suggest it can only do you good. I mean, being able to do press ups myself is a fairly recent thing, because my shoulder just didn't like it. The scapula, the scapula couldn't stabilize for whatever reason, but it's getting there now. It's excellent from Linda.
I think it's good for my shoulder.
What? So how did your shoulder like that, Linda?
It's okay. It only complain a bit.
Yeah. Well, just find out the number you have to do before you start getting the message that it's this is not challenge, it's dysfunction, and then just stop there. That's really good.
No, I need to go deeper. I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Another one will be if you can go up into the full press up position and just hold the position. Basically, do a plank, and you can plank either from your elbows or on your hands.
Just planking.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Excellent. And then once you can plank from your hands, well, then you can just collapse down. Well, not collapse. Go down under control.
Nice. That's another thing to work on, guys. Alrighty, so well done, everyone. Corey and Chelsea, good luck tomorrow. Hope that goes really well. And I'll see you guys on Saturday. Steve, are you around tomorrow and Saturday, or what's
tomorrow? I'm going to be traveling. I might be there in time. It just depends. I'm getting a lift back to Bristol from Liverpool, so depends what time my chauffeur's on. Julie, you and TJ weren't with us yesterday, were you?
We were not.
Yeah, I think it might be.
We did the session though. We have some things to post. We did it after.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So we didn't get it posted yet, but we took some movies.
I thought it was going to be a really good one for TJ and Gary.
I know we've been bummed. We're going to make sure for the new year that we don't goof that up.
Right. Okay, well, I'll probably see you all Saturday then.
Yeah, all right. Thanks. Well done, everyone.
Cheers,
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Corey, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.